Hey folks, our OS Reviews. You're watching our unboxing and first impressions of the Dazzne P2. This is a sports action camera that competes with the likes of the SJCam series and also the GoPro. It's retailed at $115 and you can get it through Amazon.com or through the company's website. This is the first video we're making out of a series, so if you want to check out our video review and also our sample images and videos, be sure to stay posted and we will get that uploaded as soon as possible. You can get this product again through Amazon, and it has a pretty nice packaging and presentation going on. In terms of specs, it's fairly competitive. It has a 12 megapixel sensor, it has an f2.0 aperture, 130 degree wide angle lens, and it comes boxed with quite a lot of accessories, which gives it an edge over some of the GoPro products out there. So it's relatively inexpensive if you consider the package deal that you're getting. Taking a look, pretty professional presentation going on here, and on the very back you have some more details about the unit itself, including the sensor, the different sizes for the photo resolution. The display measures 2 inches diagonally. There's also 2 batteries included in the packaging, and they are both 950 milliamp hours. The waterproof depth is 20 meters as well. So there is no micro SD card included in the packaging, but you will need one to actually use the camera unit itself. So inside, there's a quick thank you note. There's also the instruction manual and a nice little carrying case. There are a few different compartments that includes the accessories as well. I'm just going to try and briefly dump that out. So the first one there actually contains the camera, I believe, and the second one here contains some of the accessories, and there's another box in there we're going to check out later. So the smaller unit, it's a little bit tight to get open. We have indeed the camera and the case, which has been pre-attached. So over here we have the unit itself. We'll take a look at that in a moment. And in here we have all the accessories, I believe, and they correspond to the aforementioned access to the battery charger, which is this little cradle that you can attach the 2 batteries into. I believe this is a proprietary battery rather than a standard Nokia cell, which we have to kind of briefly look over. And there's also a connection port on the side that you plug into the wall for you to simultaneously charge the 2 battery packs. So that is a pretty cool feature. I don't see a lot of action cameras with 2 batteries in the packaging. There's also, again, the aforementioned cradles and various accessories and add-ons that you get for the mounting. So you get quite a lot of adjustable mounts inside. And a more detailed list can actually be found on the back of the packaging. So if we look briefly on that, we can see it's kind of listed out on the side there. So there's going to be the hook mount adapter, the 3-way adjustable pivot arm. This is a flat adhesive mounts, rotatable curved adhesive mounts, so for different helmets, for different snowboarding events, sporting events, you should be able to use those. So again, quite a few of fancy accessories are pre-included in the packaging that you don't have to go out and purchase, so that's a nice feature of this particular unit. Setting that off to the side and taking a look at the third compartment, we have access to the HDMI cable. It plugs into the micro HDMI slot on the unit itself. It actually might be a mini HDMI, it looks like. It's a gold-plated connector, so it's going to be pretty secure, has a decent length to it. There's also a mini USB port for charging and also syncing. If you want to charge it directly inside the camera, you can do that for the battery. Kind of interesting that they went with a mini USB rather than a micro USB. Out of the way, we're going to take a look at how the unit performs. Just a brief boot up video. It looks like the battery should be pre-charged. Again, it's about 950 milliamp hours, which is decent. It's a bit hefty though for such a small compact camera. You can see the waterproof casing is nicely constructed. You can submerge it again under 20 meters of water and you should be fine. And you do have access to all the buttons and controls on the very top for the power on off and also the shutter keys, and also a click/a capture key on the very front as well. The lens is nicely protected. It feels relatively sturdy, and you have access to the 2-inch display on the very back. So a nice little case there. That's an added bonus. You can open that up and we have access to just the camera itself. Take a look at that in a moment. Here's the battery compartment. I can say from a first impression standpoint that's a bit heftier than some of the other SJCams that I've tested. It seems to weigh a bit more, although it feels relatively sturdy in the hand as well. It's crafted out of a soft touch material, which makes it resistant against any dust and also grease that you might have on your fingers, which is nice. And again, it feels relatively nicely constructed as well. So it has a rugged and impressive feel to it. See if there's any battery in there. It looks like there is. And again, you have access to the LED indicators, a shutter key on the sides there, a microphone on the very top, and you actually get various LED icons as well. So on the very front, there's 2 LEDs. So if you are recording, you can be able to see that. There's one on the very top. There's also ones on the sides and on the back of the camera. So you have quite a few LED indicators. And on the very side there's access to the ports, I believe, for the charging and also for the micro SD card slot and also the micro HDMI slot. So that's a brief first impressions look at this particular P2 action camera.